Well, so tell me about you, man. You're back and forth from the U.S. to Mexico.
Yeah, I'm actually from Europe. I visit Spain often, and also Alaska. I have good friends there, and I like to. I'm writing a book, so I like to spend time in Alaska. It's really quiet, have good friends, and it's a very nurturing place for me to
Oh
write.
man, all summer long, it's the best place to be, I think.
Yeah, so it's in the winter. So the winter can be super quiet as well.
Well, yeah, no kidding. That's for
Yeah,
sure there. So, okay, so I want to hear about this incident that you had because, I appreciate that you sent it to me.
yeah,
But I think that having you talk about it gives us a lot more context. So, can you tell
absolutely,
us what was going on?
absolutely. I was going to a party at 9:30 p.m. on a Friday, and I was connecting. I was driving according to the instructions of the GPS, and there is one juncture. I think that's the right name in English between two big avenues, and there are tiny streets in there. So I was driving along, and it's not necessarily a dodgy or bad neighborhood. It's just that maybe thieves here know that certain navigators, such as Waze or Google Maps, um, direct people and drivers through that very specific location,
Mm.
and they are just waiting for someone to. It's an ambush. It's a perfect ambush. So I was driving, and out of the blue, suddenly, two guys with guns knock on. They come in my blind spot here, and they start hitting the car window with two guns. One of them had a revolver, looked like a big one, and another gun looked like a Glock or like a Beretta,
Okay.
and automatic gun. And my reaction was to say no in a on the hood way, in a more slang way, because
Sure, sure.
they looked more and immediately look at my mirrors and look at my options. So my first option immediately was to move forward and climb into the sidewalk, but I didn't know how wide or that sidewalk was, and my second immediate thought was in reverse. Unfortunately, and comma fortunately, I did not have any vehicle in the back,
Yeah.
and I was able to move in reverse. But my reaction time, I checked that it was about 5 seconds. Ideally, should be 2.5, 3 seconds. I don't know. I was not. My mind was not into that.
Well, it takes you
But
a second to recognize what's happening here.
yeah,
Oh man.
the surroundings. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So,
that
did they
was
get
my
the door
option.
of your car open?
No, no. It's a brand new BMW,
Okay.
and automatically when you reach about 15 miles an hour, the
The door's locked.
automatically it locks. So, and they were saying lower your window, lower your window in a very directive specific mode, like if it was a policeman or an ex-policeman maybe. uh, these guys did have seem to have some kind of military or police law enforcement um, background or something.
Hmm. So you hit the reverse. Thank God there wasn't anybody behind you.
Absolutely, no one behind, and I went super fast. I can send you the videos of the back, and immediately the thieves run. You can see them on the left side. They run to hide, and then they go into another street. Um, but I don't know if you can get sponsored by one of thing of Dashcam, because they're really useful.
Very useful. Yeah, a dash cam
You,
can be a
I
very
mean,
useful tool.
you can get sponsored by one of them, because I think that many of your viewers, just like me, are aware, and they have security cameras and this kind of equipment.
Yeah,
Hmm.
for sure. For
Yeah.
sure, man. So what are the lessons that you took home from it, Alejandro? What did you go home and go, huh, this is important to me?
Well, number one, it's to always be to watch channels like yours. I mean, seriously, to have channels like yours in order to be aware of a situation. Number one. Number two, um, have a dash cam that helps. And number three, to take any of the workshops and courses like the ones you teach or many others, either in how to manage guns, how to handle guns, and how to make evasive driving. I think that's very
Yes.
important. So
Defensive driving, I think, is one that we don't talk about too much on the channel, but having some defensive driving skills, I think, is a very useful thing.
absolutely. In any case, even if you don't take evasive driving lessons, it's always that watching specific channels in YouTube once in a while with different kind of settings, with different kind of examples, with different kind of real life situations, will make you more aware of that kind of specific situations that unfortunately happen and how to react properly. That would be.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
I think you having your doors locked probably
Yeah.
saved you from getting carjacked for
Oh
sure.
yeah. Oh yeah. That's true. Yeah. Thank you for adding that. Yeah.
And I
That's for
think
sure.
that thank God those guys weren't willing to shoot because
I
that could
know.
have gotten ugly in a hurry.
I know. I know. In a split of second, it could get really bad. You know what? I would not like to say this, but it's true. One can sense it when they want to get you scared in order to either kidnap you, get your cell phone, get
Yeah.
your wallet, get the vehicle, get you with the vehicle,
Yeah.
get your girlfriend in, and they leave you in the street. I don't know, but I could sense it, and in those moments, time seems to get really slow. Like
Mm. I
time
know a lot of people
perception,
that have experienced that. Time
yeah,
dilatation's a real thing.
yeah, time perception does change, and immediately having previous skills, they act like in a reflex kind of yeah, it's like a reflex. So keep your reflexes always sharp. That's another one. Do not drink, or if you do, don't drive, and avoid drugs, because then you won't be as alert
Oh, that's a
as.
great point.
And if you're in your five senses, it was Friday night. Maybe I could have two or three drinks, which is very common down here. I usually have zero, so immediately I was able to, thankfully, to react properly.
Oh man, I think that's a great point that your
Yeah,
senses were sharp. That Friday night going to a party, hey, we could have a couple, you know what I mean? But being sharp in that moment was really, really important.
yeah.
Wow, man, great stuff. Well, thank you for those lessons. I really appreciate it, man. And you said you have the rear facing as well, so we can see
Yes, sir.
that.
I can send it to you by WeTransfer right now.
Perfect. I would love it. Alejandro, thank you so
Absolutely.
much for the
No, no
time.
problem.
Good on you for protecting yourself and getting the heck out of there, man. I think it's going to be a great lesson.
Thank you. Thanks so much. And anything you want, I'm here. And you have many viewers like me down here as well. This is a probably a place where you get lots of raw materials, either Brazil or Mexico. I'm sure you get plenty of
Yeah.
interesting
Yeah.
life situation.
You know, it's interesting. Brazil is about 23% of the channel, but Mexico, not so much. Mexico's maybe about 3 or 4%. It's not unheard of, but it's not nearly as common as Brazil, interestingly. I
Really?
think, I don't know if it just Mexican people don't record as often, or
Hmm.
not as many businesses have security cameras in them. Um, and because in Brazil they're everywhere, and
Yeah,
so also a lot of violence. So
yeah.
yeah, it's about 46% US based content, about 23% Brazil, and about 30% the rest of the world. And I wouldn't say Mexico. I'd say that the next country after Brazil is probably South Africa,
So, so
and Mexico does make appearances. I mean, not never. Yours is going to be on there, and you got some others,
yeah.
but uh, not as often as you'd think, especially with all the narco terrorism going on. You know, I mean, you think
Really?
there'd be more. Yeah. So interesting stuff.
To
Well, all right,
make
bro.
a
Send it.
point,
Go ahead.
one thing it's the violence in the narco thing going on, which is horrible, and a whole different thing is civilian. Civilian, as long as you are not involved into that, you don't tend to be as much of a target. If you're more involved into that, then you're in uh, deep trouble. So it
Yeah.
really depends. It really depends on your buddies and your friends. So, but anyway, it's really helpful the kind of channel you have in order to make people aware of self-protection. So congratulations, it's a great channel. I watch it a lot, and it really helped me. Seriously, it really helped me to be aware.
Thanks, my friend. Have a great night. I look forward to seeing that on WeTransfer, bro.
Yeah, and please, if you publish mine, I please do just let me know so I can watch it.
Oh, absolutely, I will.
Okay, and you'll have that transfer in 30 seconds.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
my pleasure.